So, after a 6-day manhunt, they finally found Fani Willis's lover, Nathan Wade. The former special prosecutor in the Donald Trump Georgia election interference case initially ignored a congressional subpoena, so they had to contact U.S. Marshals to find him. It even reached a point where Jesse Waters picked up the story on Fox News.
Lover boy Nathan Wade is missing. The House Judiciary Committee, which is investigating Georgia DA Fani Willis, needs Wade to testify at a hearing tomorrow on their love affair. But no one can find the guy. They're trying to serve him, but he's flown the coop, and now the U.S. Marshals are in a manhunt to track him down. Have they checked the conduct?
Now, I wonder what the punishment's going to be for Nathan Wade, because you guys remember Steve Bannon, right? They sent him to jail for ignoring a subpoena. Maybe they should consider doing the same thing for Fani Willis's lover, Nathan Wade. This is actually why they're actually looking for him in the first place, to testify about his relationship with Fulton County DA Fani Willis, which, according to him, is as American as apple pie.
Workplace romances are as American as apple pie. It happens to everyone. But it happened to the two of us.
Do you regret
that thing? I regret that private matter became the focal point of this very important prosecution. This is a very important case. I hate that my personal life has begun to overshadow the true issues in the case.
He says his personal life began to overshadow the true issues in this case. Two things to add here, though. He failed to mention that his own personal choices that led to the problem in the first place. And two, he forgot to mention how he earned more than $600,000 of U.S. taxpayer money in a very short stint as Fani Willis's special prosecutor. A big part of which he used to pay for lavish trips, dinners, vacations with the Fulton County DA herself. So I gotta ask you guys, what do you think about that? Plus, it took him 6 full days to respond to this congressional subpoena, but he had no problem showing up on the roadside when Fani Willis's daughter got arrested. They even have it on body cam footage.
Mom, Dad, what's the one? Okay.
Connie, nice to meet you.
So, Corporal Clark.
Nice to meet you. What?
So, apparently,
Nice to meet you.
apparently her license is suspended.
News to me, okay.
For something. Doesn't tell us what for or why or where, or that's something she's going to have to call DMV and find out. Okay. Probably what happened is she had a speeding ticket, some kind of traffic infraction, never went to court, didn't take care of it. Okay. That's the best guess. So, she's gone over to Fayette County Jail, which is right in the Fayetteville Square. It's 145 Johnson Avenue. Yeah. Normally, I would say a couple hours is the process. It just depends on how busy they are and like that, okay? The driving on the suspended's basically a traffic citation. She's got to have her fingerprints done and picture taken, then she can make her bond.
You see, this man is just all sorts of shady. You know what I mean, guys? But yeah, after evading service of the congressional summons for nearly a week, former Donald Trump prosecutor Nathan Wade was served with a congressional subpoena demanding that he provide closed-door testimony as a part of the Republican-led panel's investigation into Fulton County, Georgia District Attorney Fani Willis's prosecution of the former president. It was 6 long days that the authorities and the media was looking for Nathan Wade. The House Judiciary GOP posted on X, "Where's Nathan Wade?" And House Judiciary Committee Chairman Jim Jordan posted the Atlanta Journal-Constitution article on X with the same caption. Earlier this week, before Nathan Wade was found, a spokesperson for the committee described Nathan Wade's evasion as extremely unusual, and also brings to mind the recent call from the Georgia Republican Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene to have Fani Willis arrested when she failed to adhere to a subpoena in Georgia State Senate. But yeah, guys, as for Wade, maybe he realized that he couldn't hide any longer. 6 days after the subpoena was issued by the committee, he called the U.S. Marshals and finally made an appointment for service, ending the standoff. As Russell Dye, a spokesperson for the committee, put it, in their statement before this, the Judiciary Committee has served over 100 subpoenas this Congress. They have done so, for the most part, without controversy or the need to use the U.S. Marshals. So, Nathan Wade's evasion of service is extremely unusual and will require the committee to spend extra U.S. taxpayer dollars to locate him. He also mentioned that before Nathan Wade gave himself itself up. The committee issued the subpoena, attempted to serve the subpoena to Nathan Wade's lawyer, who declined, and subsequently, the committee tried to serve the subpoena via email through Nathan Wade himself. Never heard back. As a result, the committee had to use the assistance of the U.S. Marshals, who have also not been able to find Nathan Wade. Now, there's also something very funny about U.S. Marshals having trouble to find one man when they had no problem at all finding the MAGA voters from January 6th. But I guess we'll save that for another video. What do y'all think? But going back to Nathan Wade, apparently House Judiciary Committee Chairman Jim Jordan, he had to resort to the subpoena because the Georgia lawyer suddenly refused to appear for a voluntary interview after previously agreeing to it. In a letter, Jim Jordan revealed that Nathan Wade canceled on the committee because of instructions that he received from Fani Willis's lawyer. He said that the 11th hour intervention from District Attorney Fani Willis does not excuse Nathan Wade's failure to appear for his transcribed interview. Now, this just brings up all sorts of questions about the whole Willis-Wade romance all over again. You see, Nathan Wade was hired by Fani Willis to lead the Trump probe investigation on November 1st, 2021, one day before he filed for divorce from his wife. In January, Donald Trump's RICO co-defendant Michael Roman, in a court filing, blew the lid off of Fani Willis's improper relationship with Nathan Wade. The filing claimed Nathan Wade paid for luxury vacations that he took with Fani Willis to Napa Valley in California and a cruise in the Caribbean, and he used money from Fulton County to pay for their out-of-town escapades. According to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, county records show that Nathan Wade, who has also played a very prominent role in the election interference case, has been paid nearly $654,000 in legal fees since January 2022. The DA, that's Fani Willis, authorizes his compensation. Nathan Wade and Fani Willis were forced to testify, and they both allegedly lied under oath about when their relationship began. Nathan Wade lied to the court in a civil proceeding about his divorce, provided false statements in a brief submitted and signed by Fani Willis, and lied on the witness stand. I mean, come on. A court filing revealed that Fani and Nathan Wade exchanged 11,865 text messages in the months leading up to their famed case against Donald Trump and 18 other co-associates for allegedly lying about the 2020 election. But still, throughout this whole thing, he insisted that he had no personal or intimate relationship with Fani Willis prior to being brought into the Trump case. But critics say it's kind of obvious Fani Willis and Nathan Wade lied under oath about the length of their affair. The whole thing went on for a while, so the whole Georgia election interference case against former President Donald Trump was put to the side in order to resolve this conflict of interest issue first. Fulton County Superior Court Judge Scott McAfee ultimately ruled that Fani Willis could remain on the case as long as her former lover Nathan Wade stepped down, which he eventually did. Nathan Wade said in his letter at the time that although the court found that the defendants failed to meet their burden of providing the district attorney acquired an actual conflict of interest, he was offering his resignation in the interest of democracy, in dedication to the American public, and to move this case forward as quickly as possible. You guys buying that? Yeah, me neither. But Fani Willis's sprawling racketeering case against Donald Trump has been put on pause since June, while the Georgia Court of Appeals weighs the former president's effort to disqualify the district attorney. Judge Scott McAfee also quashed 6 counts in Fani Willis's indictment, including 3 counts against former President Donald Trump. Meanwhile, the Judiciary Committee investigation is still ongoing as they're looking into whether Fani Willis's case against Donald Trump is, in fact, politically motivated. But what do you guys think? Now, from what we've discussed so far about Fani Willis and Nathan Wade in our channel, do you guys think that Donald Trump's case was politically motivated or at least financially motivated? Drop me a quick comment down below, guys. Hit the like button, show your support. But remember, guys, every like, every comment, and every subscribe definitely helps us get our information across to more like-minded people. So let's go ahead and keep the engagement going, you guys. But thank you guys so much. And we're not done here. So don't go anywhere. In fact, let's continue with the whole Nathan Wade takedown right now, all right? So the guy probably got scared when the TV networks and even social media started looking for him. Jesse Waters broke the news about the former Georgia prosecutor evading the House Judiciary Committee. According to the Fox News host, they're trying to serve him, but he's flown the coop, and the U.S. Marshals were in a manhunt to track him down. Jesse Waters then said what many Americans are thinking. Have they checked the condo? Probably Fani Willis's condo, if you ask me. So yeah, from there, the whole thing just exploded on Elon Musk's X platform, formerly known as Twitter. Political commentator Ian Jager, he posted, "Breaking, a major manhunt is underway by U.S. Marshals for Fani Willis's lover Nathan Wade, as he has mysteriously disappeared." Podcast host Casey Allen shared, "Manhunt for Nathan Wade. the U.S. Marshals have issued a manhunt for Fani Willis's lover, Nathan Wade, who has been missing all day. Bringing up even more questions about Fani Willis and Nathan Wade was a recent incident caught on Bodycam footage where the two quickly showed up to the scene of her daughter's recent arrest with Wade long after the pair had ended their controversial affair. So yeah, Fani Willis's pregnant daughter, Kiana Willis, 25 years old, was pulled over a few weeks ago for driving while using a cell phone, then was later arrested that same day during that pullover for driving on a suspended license. She was then hauled off to jail. Now, even though Kiana was a full-grown adult, Fani Willis still came. And you saw in the clip earlier, the cops asked if Fani Willis and Nathan Wade were Kiana's parents, but the Fulton County DA told them that the high-profile lover was just a friend. This after both Harris and Wade separately testified that the affair ended last year. But again, guys, the video doesn't lie. They both arrived quickly together in the same car, casually dressed in t-shirts, when alerted that Fani Willis's pregnant daughter was in trouble in Tyrone on August 24th. The two lawyers pulled up in a black Ford SUV after Kiana had already been taken to the Fayette County Jail and stayed on scene for around 5 minutes. Fani Willis even said it was news to her that her younger daughter's license was suspended. Meanwhile, Nathan Wade, wearing a baseball cap, he just kind of quietly listened. Maybe he realized in that very moment just how big of a mistake they made showing up together and getting caught on cops' body cam. Fani Willis realized it too. Now, you would think that lawyers would be a little smarter than that. They would be a little bit more forward thinking, but I don't know. Now, I think because at one point she gave the police officers her driver's license and asked them not to put her address in the report. One of the cops even said her request was for obvious reasons, but you could just kind of hear the swagger, the bravado in Fani Willis's tone when she told the police officers that they all can have her address. The rest of the world, no. It's like she's used to the people, even police officers, bending to her will. The video showed Fani Willis leaving the scene in her daughter's silver Nissan Altima. Meanwhile, Nathan Wade drove away in the car that they arrived in. Nathan Wade's lawyer, on the other hand, said that the former prosecutor had nothing that is of interest. But we gotta remember that Nathan Wade, he kind of slipped in a previous interview with CNN.
Just to clarify, when did the romantic relationship between the two of you start?
Yeah, so, you know, we get into, there's been this effort to say that, okay, these exact dates are at issue, and these exact dates are, I'm getting signaled here.
Yeah, take it. Can I go off mic for a second?
Yes.
Okay.
Keep rolling.
Keep rolling. Don't stop down there. Stay at speed.
And guys, as you can see here, he's been summoned because he was this close to telling the truth, which could cost Fani Willis her entire case against Donald Trump. So if Nathan Wade can't handle an interview with CNN, what more will happen if he's to face the likes of Jim Jordan? Now, my prediction is that something very similar to this will happen if he faces the GOP committee. I want you guys to notice how he deflects the questions he's asked. And note how long he takes to answer that last question that he's asked.
Let's talk about Tennessee. You booked a cabin in August 2023 and paid for a cabin in Tennessee. That's when you paid for it. I don't know when the trip was. Can you tell us about that?
August of 2023.
You booked a trip for $1,481.54.
Are you asking me, did I take that trip with Miss Willis, or are you asking me?
First, I was just asking you to acknowledge that that is correct from the records, that you paid for a cabin in Tennessee. Do you recall, and hopefully you can do it from your memory, do you recall paying for a cabin 6 months ago, $1,400.81 in Tennessee?
Where are we now? What page is that?
I'm just asking from your memory. Do you remember paying for a cabin in August?
Not if he's going to be asked about a particular transaction.
You can answer whether he remembers or not.
Mr. Wade, I'm not asking you to go through 1,000 pages of records. I'm asking if you remember paying for a cabin 6 months ago in Tennessee.
No.
You remember booking a cabin?
I booked lots of cabins.
Did you go to a cabin with Miss Willis ever?
Ever?
Ever.
No.
Now, honestly, guys, I just can't see Jim Jordan being as patient as this. Now, a few months ago, reports had come out that Nathan Wade had suddenly cut alimony payments to his ex-wife. His reasoning was poverty, since he was forced to resign from the election interference case against Donald Trump. Now, remember, this is the same guy that was being paid allegedly $250 an hour by the Fulton County DA. And during this short stint with Fani Willis, he reportedly made almost $1 million. So where did all this money go? How did he suddenly go from the lap of luxury to poverty? Was he tricking off at the clubs? Who knows? So you could say that Nathan Wade had a habit of running away from his obligations as a man. Unluckily for him, the House Judiciary Committee found a way to get to him. So initially, they basically gave him the subpoena to Nathan Wade's lawyer, who rejected to receive it. Basically, they tried to hand it to him, but he didn't take it. Now, getting the Wade, though, has raised a lot of speculation and criticism given the fact that the House Judiciary Committee has done this almost 100 times. The committee further stated that Nathan Wade's evasion of service is extremely unusual and will require the committee to spend U.S. taxpayers to locate him. So they needed to use our taxpayer money just to get this guy.
House Republicans plan to escalate their investigation into Nathan Wade, a former special prosecutor in Fulton County, Georgia, by subpoenaing him to appear for a deposition. But Wade appears to be missing in action. House Judiciary Committee Chairman Jim Jordan had ordered Wade in a subpoena to appear for the closed-door interview as part of the committee's investigation into Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis's prosecution of former President Donald Trump. Wade has been unresponsive to emails from the committee about the subpoena, and his silence has led Jordan to take the unusual step of asking U.S. Marshal Service to try and locate Wade in Georgia to serve him. A Republican lawyer familiar with the matter said that the U.S. Marshal Service has not been able to find Wade and that, quote, at this point, we know he's trying to avoid service, end quote. Wade's law office did not respond to a request for comment.
They should have gotten in contact with the DA. She'd probably know where Wade was at, but it's kind of suspicious to try and hide when you know that the law is looking for you. You know what I mean? Even though we know that this guy is experienced in hiding. What's really sad, though, is that he can be there for Fani Willis and her daughter, but is somehow absent for his actual kids. So what do y'all think? Do you trust Fani Willis and Nathan Wade? Do you believe them about what really happened in their relationship? Drop a quick comment down below in the comments, guys, and we'll make sure to pick this up in a future video. Make sure you stay subscribed to the channel and have your notification bell turned on so you do not miss this, all right? In the meantime, you should definitely check out the other video where we take down another notorious Democrat, Vice President Kamala Harris herself. We talked about how post-debate polls are coming up Trump and how Kamala Harris is now just fuming at this whole thing. Definitely check that video out after this one. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for hitting the like button. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. We'll see you guys next time.